Hello. Okay, this is not a video that I intended to make. This is one of those add-on after videos when you realise you've missed something out. Okay, so I'll get right into it. If you watch my channel, you may remember that I did a testing top coats video where I tested 7 top coats against my UV resin on these acrylic blanks to see whether we could find a top coat that was as good as the UV resin. And the reason I did that was because the UV resin, or epoxy resin, as many of you know, as I've done a couple of videos, pops off the top when you use it on acrylic blanks or acrylics, because we make moulds out of acrylic plastics, out of many plastics, and it doesn't stick to acrylics, same as it doesn't stick to silicone and some other materials. So the reason for this video is a lovely lady called Tiffany contacted me, emailed me, and pointed out that I may have left some information out of my video. It may have been useful to some of you, and when I come to think of it, it probably would be useful to me too. So I decided to share, let's do another test and share the information with you guys and see if it might be helpful to you. Now some of these look a little bit banged up now because I did a test for Tiffany because she was lovely. She was very honest and asked me for some information, and so I did a test for her and gave her the information that I found. Now that's not to say that I'm going to be able to do tests for everybody and give everybody information because I already have full-time job, full-time children and everything else, but if I can help people, I certainly will. This is the whole point of my channel and my videos. So the question that Tiffany asked me was, if UV resin, and the whole purpose of me finding a top coat was to replace my UV resin top coats, if UV resin pops off the top of these blanks, does all the top coats, or any of the top coats that I've been testing, pop off the top too? So when I did all these lovely tests and we decided that, and I haven't got all the results with me because I couldn't find my piece of paper. I should be organised and keep it all in a file, but if you saw my life, it's chaos. But I do know that the Duraclear number 3 came out the best. Number 2 was the clear pour top coat, and number 6 was the third of the glazing medium. And while I was doing this, it makes sense that if I was testing all of these top coats to replace my UV resin that popped off, I should have actually checked that these didn't pop off too, which actually made sense when she asked me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't check that. Did all these tests and I didn't check that. So this is what we're going to do today. These are the discs that I have found out, because I obviously put things away, I can't keep everything out of my desk. So I found back out the discs. I did the top 3 for Tiffany. I'll do those again to show you, which is why a couple of them look beat up. But also looking back at them after X amount of months from me doing the top coat video, none of them have yellowed so far. Number 4 triple thick is still as cloudy as poop, and number 7 Mod Podge is still cloudy but not as cloudy as triple thick. So they are never, at the time I was thinking perhaps it's because they just needed longer to, no, they don't need longer to dry. They are dry, they're drier than they're ever going to get because it's been X amount of months ago, and they're still cloudy. So your triple thick is always going to be that cloudy, and so and Mod Podge is still going to be a little bit cloudy, but your triple thick is never going to be clear against, if you can see, against the others. The triple thick is always going to have that haze compared to the others, and whether you can see it there, I'm not sure, but it does have a definite haze on it. So I'm going to zoom you in, bring you in one by one, and what I'm going to try and do is scratch the surface and try and peel off, just like I will do. Number 8 is the UV resin. I will do that one first so that we have something to compare how easy it pops off, compare it to, so that you can see exactly what's going to happen how easy this one pops off, and then we've got something to see how easy the other one's going to pop off. Okay, I'll zoom you in and we'll see how it goes. So this is number 8. So we'll do 8 first, then we'll go from 1, which is the UV resin. So this one, now that I said, they're all a bit banged up because they've been like, these are 6 months old. It's a good job I don't throw things away, because I would have thrown them away and that would have been annoying, wouldn't it? So let me just bring my knife down so that it's nice and steady. So if I can just go between the two and run my knife, and then see, it just comes, look, there's not even gripping. It's already separated, look. And it comes straight off. Now it's holding on to the picture. And that straight off. So look, it's took the little eyes off it's took the little eyes. How cute, my little butterfly has no eyes now. But there we go. So that's how easy. Now, and that can happen if you drop it on the floor. It can happen, you know, it just gets old and the edges fray because it's in your bag, your key rings, you know, and then it just pops off. It can last, I mean, this has been sat, you know, in a box for 6 months. But if it's bashed around in your keys, in your pocket, whatever, the edges start to fray and then they just pop off. So that is what we're looking at. That's how easy that comes off. So we're looking now, this is number 1, this is Liquitex. Now it does obviously depend. Sometimes if it's a thicker coat, it might come off easier because they might fray around the edges. So some of the thinner ones, I'm thinking, some of the thinner ones might be better than the thicker ones. But we'll see. We'll have a see, because obviously some of them are slightly... So number 1 is Liquitex. So I said I haven't got the results of everything next to me, so we're going to go blind here, which is probably better because I can't remember what the results were, but I do a lot of videos. So this is Liquitex. So this is quite a thin coat. Liquitex was one of the thinner. If you haven't watched the video, this is Liquitex. It's an acrylic medium, it's a high gloss varnish. This is what I use to seal my diamond paintings. I love this. It doesn't yellow over time on my diamond paintings, but bear in mind it's a very thin coat on my diamond paintings. If you were to build up like 3-4 layers, I'm not quite sure whether that would yellow, because obviously, but in the bottle it's quite white. But as I said, when you air dry something and it's over time, I can't tell you over sort of, but on my diamond paintings I haven't had any yellowing. I'll try not to get the reflection. Right, so I'm scratching into that surface. I'm digging down. We have, it will scratch, but then everything's going to scratch if I take a knife to it, isn't it, really? I haven't got anything that's like, will you peel? That's what I want to know, because scratch and will you peel? Because if you peel, the bond to the acrylic isn't going to be as tight. So you haven't popped off. So I'm going to write this down. No popping. No, these findings are going to be strange. So no popping. It does scratch and it does peel, but does it peel easy? Like, will the whole thing peel off? It's taken the... Yeah, I can peel the whole thing off. So that's not a great... Yeah, I can peel the whole thing off. Okay, so it hasn't got a really good bond, so it will peel. So over time... I could peel all of that off. Over time, I would consider it wouldn't be a massively lasting. It will peel. So that's an easy peel, isn't it? Easy peel. Okay. Look at me, poor butterfly. Okay, so that's number 1. I have to try not to peel the numbers. Number 2. Now, this I've hacked at this one because this is one of the ones I tested for Tiffany. So this is Number 2 is Clear Pore Top Coat, and that is this one, and this is one of the winners. So, and this is one of the ones I really like. I really like this one. It gives a thicker coat than the Duraclear, so this will be interesting. So, please don't slice your hands off. It's not as easy as the Liquitex to peel. The Liquitex sticks better to the canvas of my diamond paintings. It doesn't peel from those. So this is taking some getting going. But it does peel, but it is taking some going. So it's tougher than the Liquitex. And it's not easy peeling. It's breaking. So it's coming off in small pieces, but it will peel. But it's not easy peel. So it's tougher. It's tougher. So it will peel. It won't pop off. But it will peel, but not easily. Okay. Number 2. We're getting everything all over us. Number 3 is Duraclear. Again, this is one of the ones that we tested, so let's have a look. Not one to come away. This has got a nice bond. Now this does, you've got to imagine your acrylic blanks might not be the same as my acrylic blanks. So you've got to give for that. Everybody is going to be using different things, but this one does not want to come away. This is quite a nice adhesion, to be honest. I slice and it really doesn't want to come away. So this is better. I like this one better. This does not want to peel. As I said, your acrylic blanks may be different to my acrylic blanks. This does not want to peel. I am pushing and shoving. So far, we are doing a little bit if I really pull. So I'm quite impressed with that one, the Duraclear. No popping, chipping so to speak. And it's really hard to peel. This is by far the most durable so far. But as I say, you have to do your own tests on these things because your, as I said, my acrylic blanks or, you know, or how thick you put it on, it's all going to make a difference. Right, triple thick. Number 4, triple thick. Now this was thick, this was much thicker, and this one, and you can see, is hazy. We still haven't got a clear. So let's see. Oh. Again, scratching it. Oh, she's already stuck there. I can't get this one either. No, triple thick's good too. So it's such a shame this is... Oh, hang on. Oh, it's chipping, but it's not peeling. I'm really digging at this, just like I really dug at the Duraclear. I mean, bearing in mind, right, she's chipping, but no peeling. So nothing you make is going to last forever. So you're probably going to have to re-top coat some of your, you know, this isn't glass, and glass scratches. So no popping, no peel, does chip. Yeah, you've got to think nothing you make is going to last forever. Everything is going to scratch, everything is going to, is going to, and you're going to have to re-top coat things. We're not talking, you know, the toughest products in the world here. That just hasn't been made yet. So the Tri-Art. Now, I know this didn't perform very well in my tests. I remember that. But how good are you? And this was spongy, and it still is. It still is spongy. But as far as, you know, other tests go for other, you know, paintings and stuff, I'm sure this is a fantastic product. But for what I wanted it for, it didn't. So I'm curious. Does this? Don't cut yourself. No. It's chipping. No, it's not peeling. Look, I can't continuously get it off. Chipping. I'm going to end up slicing my fingers. This isn't... Don't copy this, by the way. This is... Disclaimer. This is not safe to do. But I'm doing it for you guys. No, chipping but not peeling. So I think they will all chip if you go at it with a knife. Although the Duraclear did not chip very easily at all. The Duraclear is, I'm actually really pleased with that. But if you really go at it, I'm sure it's going to, you know, it's going to damage because, you know. Right, glazing medium. Now, this came out third. So I'm quite interested because this formed quite well. Oh, hang on. Oh. We have a peeler. We have a peeler. She's an easy peeler too. Oh, she's a real easy peeler. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Yeah. She's an easy peeler. She's nearly as easy as the Liquitex. Totally off. Okay. So, glazing medium. Easy peel. Didn't pop off. But total easy peel. But as I said, it's not going to fall off if you drop it. But it being your keys and your bag and everything, it's going to pop off really easy. And Mod Podge. This still had a little bit of a cloudy appearance. It wasn't the best on all our tests, but if this is all you've got, then, you know, it doesn't look bad on its own. It's not awful. If all you've got is Mod Podge, then just seal your things. And it works really well on paper crafts and stuff. I love Mod Podge. But on these, it didn't form as well as the others. But if that's all I had, I'd certainly use it. Oh, she says, as it starts to peel. And we all know that craft glue peels. In fact, you know, when you're at school and you're bored, that's what you do, isn't it? You peel glue. It is a peel, but it's not as easy as the other two. So it will peel, but it doesn't peel as easy. It's tough, but it will peel. Right, let me write this down, guys, and I'll come back. As you can see, I have a pile of messy wodginess now. Okay, so from worst to best, we have, obviously the worst one was the UV resin. The next one coming in at number 7 was the Liquitex. That just peeled off so easily, it just came straight off. It didn't pop off, none of them popped off apart from UV resin. So any of these you use will protect better than the UV resin. You'd have to, as I said, I haven't got the results of my other video, so you'll have to go and compare the two. I couldn't find my notes. If you saw my filing system, you'd understand. But I am in the process of doing out my sheds, that I've got a workspace of my own, because at the moment I have to work out of my dining room. It's chaos. So, yes, so Liquitex peeled straight off. But yeah, so the length of time that things will, if you were to only had Liquitex, then they would just sort of slowly peel in your bag. You'd get months out of them, but they would slowly peel. Number 6 came in glazing medium. That you saw that would just peeled straight off. That was, but not quite as easily as the Liquitex. Number 5 came in was Mod Podge. That peeled, but not easily. Number 4 came in the Clearpore top coat. Now I like the Clearpore top coat. I'm slightly disappointed it came in number 4, but I still like it. I'm still going to use it because I'm still going to get a good finish out of that. It's still going to give me some durability. It's still, unless anybody's going to take a craft knife to that and hack away at the top of that, it's still going to last, sort of time. Number 3 surprisingly came in the Tri-Art. No popping, didn't peel, but it did chip. So again, it did chip away, but you'd have to take some force for that to chip away. Triple Thick came in second, which was surprising as the coverage on the Triple Thick was terrible. And number 1 came in the Duraclear. Now I like the Duraclear. Now I did some heavy pulling and pushing and slicing of the Duraclear, and it did come off eventually when I kept hacking at it. Same as all of them. If you take some heavy, none of these are going to be the be all and end all, glass-like finish, tough, hard as knocks, and never going to damage. You are bashing these keyrings around, and a lot of people, my daughter bought some keyrings off Etsy and they didn't cover them at all. It was just literally just the Cricut stuff on the top of the disc, and they didn't, and hers lasted, yeah, she had hers on a keyring for a year or 2, and it dulled and it scratched, and it was still nice, but she was quite into the, she knew it wasn't going to last a long time, and and the price reflected that. But yeah, so I'm just looking for a top coat that's going to give it, and anybody, you're looking for a top coat that's going to give it that nicer look for a nicer period of time. None of these are going to last years and years and years, because that's not the nature of the beast. You're not going to get something that's going to give you a perfect finish. So you are going to, if you want something, you make something and you want it to last, you're going to end up recoating it at some point, or, taking off the top and, and remaking the keyring or whatever. These, these items don't cost, 20, 30 pounds. We know they're not going to last forever. So, but there you go. There's the information. Disclaimer, my tests are only, my tests on the products that I use, on the discs that I have. I can't promise you that the discs that you buy or the products that you use in the nature that you do yours are going to be exactly the same as mine. I'm just trying to help you out with some information. If I get some information, I share it. Please don't come at me if yours don't last or don't react in exactly the same way as mine. I'm just sharing the information that I have. Please take care. I hope this provides some extra information for you. Yeah, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.